What is going on with all of my people of the planet? I am D-Venom. Sit back, relax, and allow me to raise those vibrations. I hope all of my people of the planet are doing well, and I hope all of my people of the planet are staying on that straight and narrow and doing everything possible not to do anything bad in order to jeopardize or lower those vibrations. As you all know, I had a setback around October 4th, and I ended up relapsing from methamphetamine, which is okay. It's not how it's not how you were thrown off the bandwagon. It's how you keep moving forward in regard to your life. And I chose to pick up the pieces and keep it moving. And I've been 4 days clean now, and that's pretty much what matters. So, all of my people of addiction, if you failed and you relapsed, it's okay. It's, again, not how you got thrown off the bandwagon. It's how you pick up those pieces and jump back on that motherfucker and continue on with your life is what matters. So with that being said, you guys, let's dive into this morning's episode starting right now. Alright, my people of the planet, happy weekend to each and every last one of you guys. As you all know, the weekends are a huge trigger for me, considering the fact that I gave into temptation October 4th and I ended up relapsing. And I was caught in the act, considering I thought that I stopped my live recording or the live event, and I didn't. It kept recording, and it basically recorded myself and a few others indulging in methamphetamine and having conversations and whatever else the case may be. And a handful of you individuals heard that. Some shit turned into a porno after one of the individuals left between myself and another scallywag that was, smoking dope and whatever the case may be. And it is what it is. I'm glad that y'all heard all that shit, because it definitely will make me end them damn live sessions now. Trust me, I will definitely stick around to make sure the motherfucking live sessions are ended. And it just shows you the real life of a person that is going through addiction. It's just as simple as that. It's almost like following an episode of intervention, because you guys aren't watching anything, you just heard, but you could put the pieces of the puzzle together and realize what individuals were doing. Though we could have been smoking, weed, there are plenty of clicks and lighters when you're smoking a blunt. The blunt can go out and whatever else the case may be. But that's not the case. We were smoking methamphetamine, and, the universe and Satan, let me rephrase, the universe and source, including Satan, decided to teach me a lesson. And the universe was like, you were doing great. You were minding your business. You were shooting an episode for your people out there, and you wanted to get something to drink, and which, is fine. But I decided to merge off the bandwagon when I seen the scallywag sitting on the sideline that I knew was high and I knew had some dope. At this point, I had done all of mine, and I wanted to continue to party, and I wanted flesh, and their flesh is what I got, and I got their dope, and I got their pipe, which is nothing to brag about, but all in all, the whole point of the matter is I haven't touched anything since then. And I don't plan on it. As I told you guys, I'm not bringing in my birthday high on methamphetamine, before or after. I just don't plan on doing it. And if I slip up, I slip up, but I don't plan on slipping up. I got a dose of it. To come down and all of that stuff is just not what I want to go through. I missed 2 days, maybe 3, of some things that I could have got accomplished, but because I was so tired from doing the methamphetamine, I wanted sleep. And but my people of addiction, it is going to be okay. We go through these things, and without relapse, we have no learning lessons to learn from. And my learning lesson is, do I really want to go through all of this once again and allow retrograde to basically put me through all of those things that come with the Matrix? That's just not worth it. You know what I mean? And so anyway, I want to tell 2 stories in regard to when I lived in Rockford, Illinois. And aside from Craigslist, which I don't think was operable at this particular time, I do believe the Rockford People Store was more popular, and you could meet motherfuckers from the Rockford People Store. I'm not sure how I met the motherfucker that I ended up pissing on. I'm not sure how I met them. I'm not sure if it was through the Rockford People Store or if it was through something else. But it was an evening, I think, of drinking beer and chilling. And before I knew it, it was sprung upon me that this person wanted me to piss on them. I'm trying to think if I was in the room, because we were in a hotel room off of 11th Street past Sandy Hollow. Howard Johnson, I do believe that is the name of the hotel. The Howard motherfucking Johnson. And Howard, you had piss all up in that motherfucking tub that evening. And I'm trying to think of how old I was when this happened, because even at that tender age, I still felt like I was degrading someone, and I didn't want to go through it. But after drinking so much beer, and the person made sure they set it out with beer because they wanted to get pissed on. Okay, do you hear me? They wanted some piss, and they wanted my piss, and eventually I gave them just that. But there could have been another girl involved in regard to another drag queen or something like that, but they probably left and went to a different room. I'm not sure. I just know that I was left alone with this, and I can picture them in my head right now. They were a Caucasian male, and they had dark hair. They had like little slanted eyes, kind of, and they were skinny. I think they had facial hair and a few other distinct features. But anyway, I remember I think they lined the tub up with black garbage bags because they really wanted to marinate in that piss. They didn't want that piss to go down that drain. And I remember we went into the bathroom area after being in the living room and drinking beer, and I think we may have messed around just a tinge. And why am I telling y'all this? I'll be telling y'all some crazy ass stories. But I'd rather sit here and tell y'all some stories than be out there smoking methamphetamine and doing all that shit. So anyway, back to the piss. So I do think that we fondled and messed around prior to me pissing on this person, because I damn sure wasn't finna fuck around with them after after I pissed on them. And they wanted to, and I do believe I left. Anyway, I think they lined up the tub with black garbage bags, and they ended up getting nude, and they laid down in the tub, and I stood above them, and I whipped out my lady, JJ. I whipped her out, honey, and proceeded to piss. And this motherfucker was loving it. If I could have created a commercial behind the golden shower that I gave them, they was swinging their hair back and forth and just rubbing it in like a beauty cream, like this was the beauty secret of them all, laying there getting pissed upon, and they rubbed it in, and they were just loving and it took me a while to do this, because once again, I felt like I was truly degrading this individual, and I've been in situations where I've been degraded. And we will never talk about that type of stuff, because, even to this day, I feel like I should have either beat someone's ass for doing this to me, or, I should have left the room, or whatever the case may be, or I shouldn't have proceeded in regard to the sexual acts, but I did anyway. And that just shows how low my self-esteem was and how I felt about myself, because had I felt better about myself, I wouldn't have allowed that to happen. Just like this young man, had he felt better about himself, he wouldn't have allowed me to piss on them, unless this is just a fetish that they just truly enjoy. And I don't think that they were satisfied with the piss that I gave them, because it wasn't long, and they wanted to shower in this piss. So I believe I drank more beer, and proceeded to piss on their ass. And then afterwards, I don't know if they showered or what they did, but I just know that I did not stay in that room. I think I said I had to go get something from my car. I don't know what I said to this motherfucker, but I just know that I exited stage left, and let that be the reason. And not that the Rockford People's Store was all innocent. There was some dangerous moments too, and I wrote down something, because when I recorded an episode for you guys yesterday, and I liked the way that it came out, but I didn't, because I made a couple of mistakes, and I am somewhat of a perfectionist when I record my episodes. But anyway, I wrote down redhead from Rockford People's Store that tried to beat me up. But before I get into that, have any of you watched it's not a movie, but I can't even call it a segment. All I know is that my daughters would get their ass straight beat if I came across any of this, especially if I raised them with dignity, respect, to respect themselves and to respect others. I thought me pissing on this particular person was downgrading, but what these young ladies are doing in 2 Girls, 1 Cup is absolutely absurd. But some people enjoy scat. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of you out there know what scat is, but in the porno world, scat is, just look up 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I'm going to give y'all some time to look this up, and I'm going to give y'all some time to watch it. So while y'all are doing that, I am going to warm up my coffee and take y'all with me. So hold on one second. Now, when I first seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup, I flipped out. I was tripping the fuck out. I was just like, these nasty ass Lord. Anyway, just look it up. Find it. 2 girls, 1 cup. I'm about to warm up what little bit of coffee I do have left. Hold on 1 second. And then I'm going to make myself a nice breakfast after I get done dealing with y'all. Facts Porcupine, I want to thank you for not going anywhere after I told that story. I really do appreciate you sticking around. That says a lot about you and the type of person that you are. And as I told, sorry you guys for all the extra noise, but as I told you guys, Facts Porcupine is the only one that was in that live session that held me accountable. Okay. Are you guys watching 2 Girls, 1 Cup? For those of you that haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure quite a few people have seen this motherfucking shit. Even older people. I was watching videos of like people's reactions to 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and they had older people on there, and they were showing their reactions and all that type of shit. Baby, 2 Girls, 1 Cup is no joke. But I guess I'm just telling these particular stories because there's always a reason for stories or 2 stories. And just because those particular chat lines and meeting places were innocent to a degree, they were also dangerous, especially for girls such as myself back in them days. Living life as a woman and placing ads and stuff like that. And I had a dangerous moment, and I'm going to share that with you guys. Hold on, let me make sure my coffee is good and hot. Perfect. Now I need to find the top, which is right here. Okay, y'all should be to the part in 2 Girls, 1 Cup when they are making it happen. Okay, they're sharing this what looks like a chocolate ice cream cone. This is how I wake y'all up in the morning. After watching 2 Girls, 1 Cup, y'all should be fully awake, okay? There's no need for no more rest after watching that. Let me grab my phone. Hold on 1 second, you guys. And I was fully awake when I first watched 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and it woke me up thoroughly after I seen, baby, I didn't know girls could scat the way that old girl scatted in that damn cup. Anyway, enough of 2 Girls, 1 Cup. We're going to talk about this redhead guy from the Rockford People store that I met a while back, that tried to beat me up because they felt some particular way about themselves. Now, hold on 1 second. Let me get some more of my coffee. I love my coffee blonde, so to speak. Oh my God, cardamom and coffee is so good. Okay, so anyway, I placed an ad in the Rockford People store years ago. I don't even know how old I was, but I know that I was a drag queen or whatever at this particular time, and I met this guy at this one location, and it was like a little farmhouse across the street. We're talking about Rockford, okay? It was like a little farmhouse across the street, and where I met the person at was an abandoned house that was across from this little farmhouse. And I should have known better, to meet someone in an abandoned place or whatever. But I mean, from the pictures that I've seen of the young man and whatever the case may be, I mean, he was a cute little redhead, and I don't think I ever fucked with a redhead like that before. But the ginger had a nice piece of dick. I remember that it was nice and full, from the base down. Then it got a little skinny towards the head. I remember all that shit. But anyway, we go inside this because they got dropped off. Me not knowing that I was the setup pretty much. But anyway, the redhead ended up getting dropped off at the spot, the location. And this car was supposed to have left, but I don't think they left in its entirety. I think they turned the corner or whatever, and they all got out the car and came back around and hid out. Anyway, the tripped out part about it is myself and the redhead, we fucked around, and we did whatever in this abandoned house, and let that be the reason. And so then they ended up leaving out early, and I still was laying, I was still laying there, and didn't have my pants pulled up or nothing. And I'm just like, wait a minute, something don't seem right, because dude said he had to go outside for something and he'll be right back. But anyway, I'm like, something don't seem right. And that's when I had put my pants up and stuff like that. And I slowly made my way through the abandoned house. So I come outside and I am walking out. All of a sudden, the red-headed guy came rushing at me with a shovel. And this was like a motherfucking scare. I screamed. I know that was a pitiful scream, but I screamed and, I fought him off. And then some of his other friends came out of nowhere. And I forgot what happened, but I took off. And I remember my glasses came off and I dropped my keys. Thank God I didn't get the keys to my car. And some other things fell. And I ended up running towards that farmhouse or whatever. I remember they had barbed wire fence. Well, it wasn't barbed wire, but it was like wire fence. And I remember I tripped over the fence because I was tall. I am tall. So my legs got caught up in that fence. And I remember I fell. And I think the boys took off. And anyway, after I got myself together and allowed some time to surpass, I went back over to the field to, try to find my keys and stuff. So thank God I located my glasses. I located my car keys and stuff like that. And I was pissed. I was amped. So I went looking for the motherfuckers and I couldn't find them. Oh, speaking of, I got another story to tell. Hold on one second. Let me write this down. Hold on one second. One second, you guys. Oh, excuse me. When these stories come to my mind, I have to hurry up and write them down because I'm ADHD and I will forget real quick. Okay. So anyway, I went looking for them and I couldn't find them because, I gave it a lot of time, before I got up and went looking for my glasses and stuff like that. And, I couldn't find them. So I went back to the abandoned house and I remember there was like, papers, like newspapers and stuff like that, on the windows and stuff. So I took my lighter that I had and I lit some of that shit on fire and I just took off because I was pissed. And I didn't hear on the news or anything like that something caught on fire. So obviously it didn't do too much damage. But I wanted to leave some type of message, Anyway, I don't know if I ever seen the redheaded boy in life again. I'm not sure. But when I was talking about the part about going to look for them, it sparked that other story in my head. And this is when me and my girl, the one that I told y'all about that owns her own nail shop, we were together at this time. Hold on, let me get some more of my coffee. Okay, so this story involves myself and my Asian girlfriend, the one that I was telling y'all about, and we were out in Rockford, Illinois, and the street is called Broadway, and Broadway Liquors was the was the liquor store at this particular time that we would go to get our liquor before we hit Chicago or something like that, or for parties. Broadway Liquor was the spot for the hangout and a lot of shit. Broadway Liquor was where shout out Arabians, honey. The motherfuckers was cutting deals and doing all type of shit behind motherfucking closed doors, fucking bitches, doing all type of shit. I remember myself and my not to tell our business, but we fucked a few Arabian store owners. They lived above the motherfucking liquor store, and honey, they invited us up, and before I knew it, we was fucking and sucking and doing all type of shit. Child, we was young, okay, we was young queens, But anyway, back to the story. So we was at this Broadway Food and Liquor that's across the street from Mark Burger's car lot. Now, if you're familiar with Rockford, Illinois, you know exactly the liquor store that I'm talking about. It's probably a different name at this particular point, but it's right across the street from Mark Burger's car lot. Anyway, the same car lot that this one tranny, she was fucking the motherfucking owner for them car payments. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, myself and my girl, we had went to the liquor store to go grab some liquor, probably a couple of blunts or whatever the case may be. And we was hanging out that night, and it was a group of young, just ill-mannered, mannish ass motherfucking boys. They were Caucasian that, peeped our tea. And, what I mean by peeped our tea, they peeped out our sexuality. And they was fucking with us. And I remember they picked up, a few rocks or whatever after we got our stuff from the liquor store, and we were arguing back and forth after they found out the tea. And I remember once I got in my vehicle, they threw a few rocks at my car, and they ended up leaving. And I was pissed about that because we were minding our own business. Getting our liquor, getting our blunts, do whatever we were doing, we were minding our own business. So I went looking for them motherfuckers. I was a daring ass queen back in them days. I wasn't, you weren't going to fuck with me, more or less my motherfucking friends, and think that you were going to get away with some shit. Plus I had a whole bunch of family back in Rockford, so I wasn't concerned about nobody, no one, doing anything to me. Plus I was, even though I didn't realize it at this particular time, divinely favored and protected. So, nothing could be done to me, you know. I mean, it can be, as you all can see. The universe definitely paid a lesson to me when I went live and thought that I ended that shit. So I can be touched, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I was looking for the motherfuckers and I couldn't find them. Lord behold, myself and my girl went back to the same liquor store on Broadway to go and get some more to drink, because we drank what the fuck we had. I think we had a half a pint of E&J and what we consider Irk and Jerk and whatever else we had. But we went right back to that liquor store, and Lord behold, guess who came back to the liquor store too? Them same motherfucking boys. So anyway, we got it, you know, we had a verbal exchange, and I think I got that popping off because I was pissed off about the motherfuckers throwing whatever they threw at my motherfucking car. I had a 1988 tan Chevy Celebrity, bitch. That's exactly what I was driving at that particular time. Are y'all familiar with Chevy Celebrities? Them motherfucking cars are old as fuck, but that car lasted me and drove me to Las Vegas. From Rockford to Las Vegas, when I got ready to move, my car was stacked high, okay, full of my stuff, and I drove that bitch from Rockford to motherfucking Vegas, and my car would have held up had I not let my roommates use it at that particular time. And that big bitch got into a motherfucking accident in my damn car and ended up getting a older model Chrysler convertible and thought they was the shit. And do you think I was able to drive their car? I don't even think I drove their car down the street with them inside of it to, you know, I mean, I don't even think I drove that car with them inside of it down the street to go to the corner store to get me some snacks. You know, I mean, they was very anal about their car. But anyway, fuck them and fuck their vehicle. They can shove it up their ass for all I care, because we're no longer friends like that, and I don't give a fuck about them. But back to the story. So anyway, we see each other again at the liquor store, and some words are exchanged, and I believe I got that popping off. And we're arguing back and forth and shit, and they're talking about what they gonna do to us, we talking about what we gonna do to them. I mean, me and my girl, we was about it back in them days. We was not about to let no one punk us out. And anyway, the same thing happened that happened prior. The motherfucker picked up a marble this time, and he threw it at my windshield, and he threw it hard enough for it to crack. And I remember I seen the crack in my windshield, and I was irate. And me not even knowing that I was bipolar at this time, I went for that ass. I followed them down Broadway, and we crossed 11th Street, and maybe 2 streets down, they made a left, and I turned behind them. So at this point, my girl was like, no, fuck them, you know, whatever, because they may have a gun. So they all got out the car, and I remember, well, not all of them, the passenger stayed in the car, and no, the driver stayed in the car. The passenger and the dude in the back seat got out of the car, and the person that got out on the back, the person that got out in the back seat came, they was on the same side as the person, the passenger. So both of those doors were open. And mind you, I'm kind of like down the street parked, you know, with my lights on and shit like that, because I don't know what they're going to do. And so anyway, there's, you know, yelling profanities and shit like that. And I'm sitting in my car, you know, I'm listening to my girl like, you know, fuck it, you know, fucking blah, 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 let's just go. And before I knew it, the motherfucker threw something else at my car. And this is when I went black, okay? I did not think of anything except killing this bitch. And I pressed on the motherfucking gas, and my girl started screaming. And I remember I just went for that ass. And I remember one of the dudes jumped, the dude that was in the back seat, he hurried up and jumped in the car. And I remember I hit the door, and then I hit the other door, because remember, the passenger door was open and the back door was open because of the dude in the back seat. So I hit both of them motherfuckers. I think I knocked one of the motherfuckers off. But anyway, after that, I had took my girl home, and then I quickly took my own self home because because I didn't know where they were at and what they were going to do or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, I'm a Scorpio, I'm bipolar, I'm ADHD, and at that particular time, I was drinking a lot of alcohol, and I didn't even know that I was bipolar, or I am bipolar or ADHD at that particular time. I just knew that these motherfuckers fucked with myself and my girl. We did not do a damn thing to them. All we were doing was going to the liquor store to get liquor so that we can cruise lame ass, boring ass Rockford and, try to have a good time, with ourselves and our lives. And here come these little young ass punks thinking that they were going to scare us because we were, pretty much dressed up as women. And that didn't happen. And I tried to knock the legs off that motherfucker that jumped in that mother. It was like a movie. All you seen was just legs. That's all you seen was legs just jump in the back seat, and then the dude in the front seat, I don't know where I think he just took off running. But I tried to kill them motherfuckers in that vehicle. You don't just do that to people like that. That's like me targeting some individuals because of whatever reason, and picking up some stuff and chunking it at their car because they're different, and this is why I did what I did. This is why I went black on they motherfucking asses, and the only thing I could think of is the 4-letter word kill in all red. That's all I can think of. Not that I wanted to kill anyone, but when you already cracked my windshield with a marble and then you throw a penny at my car, and it's just like, no, you're not going to do this to me. Let me show you who I am real quick. And that's when I pressed on that motherfucking gas and I just went black and I went for that ass. It's about defending yourself. And even though my girl, even though she was tripping out, because she didn't know what was going to happen, I didn't give a damn. You're not going to do this to me, and you're not going to make me feel scared because y'all feel a particular way about your own motherfuckers. They probably wanted to fuck us, but we just didn't really give them the time or the day because we was on our own mission. We was minding our own business. And but damn, if you want boy pussy that motherfucking bad and you throwing shit at people's cars and shit like that, that's not a good way to get any. I promise you that. But anyway, and that is that with those particular stories. I just wanted to tell y'all those because they were on my mind, and it seemed like the more that like I told y'all, when stories come to my mind, I have to hurry up and write them down and tell them, if I don't write them down or whatever, I'm going to forget about them, and that's going to be that. But yes, you guys, I am here to admit that October 4th is the day that I pretty much relapsed, and I apologize, but the biggest person that I have to apologize is to my own self, because it's something that I wanted to do and something that I did not need to do, and now that I've done it, it's just like, okay, was it really worth you getting knocked off your walk with sobriety just to pick up a scallywag or two and whatever else the case may be? And no, it wasn't. I have one of the scallywags hat and shades here that they left that I picked up one night when I was under the influence. I brought home another scallywag, and the motherfuckers was tripping out, thinking that, don't you just hate when you pick up a scallywag and they high on dope or whatever, and then the motherfuckers looking all up in your carpet and shit for rocks and shit? It's just like, sit your ass down. This motherfucker was so damn high that he thought in my backyard there was a drone, and this motherfucker, I mean, you're trying to be discreet, right, but you got my blinds all open and you standing up in the motherfucking blinds, booty ass motherfucking naked. Okay, it's just like, I don't like shit like that, but it comes with the territory of, the Matrix and picking up scales and shit like that. But Anyway, I do plan on going live with you motherfuckers once again, and I guarantee you I will dismiss y'all accordingly, and y'all won't be hearing a motherfucking thing that goes on afterwards. I could have been touching my lady lumps, and y'all listening to all that. Thank God it was somebody else's lumps that I was touching, and not my own. That particular evening. But anyway, I'm going to end this because breakfast is calling me, and I want some French toast and some eggs and some almond milk and some watermelon. I have this watermelon in here and I need to cut it, so I'm going to do just that and bag it up and let that be the reason. But anyway, you guys, I am going to end this, and until my next episode, you guys be good and namaste. I am T Venom.